Hello, Mr. Rangga and everyone. This is me again, Akbar Mardia. So here I am. I want to present about Endgame by Samuel Beckett and the functional stage. So let me start the present. Thank you. Okay, now here I want to little bit explain about the exposition, conflict, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution in a drama Endgame by Samuel Beckett. So in exposition, three bags line on the stage. Inside these bags, each cloth handle hidden. Several window frames hang in the air, human high, facing the attitude. Next, a little close to the wing, there is ladder towards to the up. Head of levels to the right night. My cube next sits static sitting on this cube, facing the audience. Outer cube box without the lids also appears at the front edge of the stage. In this cube contains floor. The stage is dark except a dim spotlight on the neck. Monotone music hears for a few times. Music volume gets loud until noisy. Then the music fade out, following another spotlight, suddenly showing a light at Clough's bags. Then Clough slowly places his head from inside the cloth up to the neck, silent for a few seconds, and then speak. And about the conflict in this drama, it tells, as the play opens, Ham is dying in a world that seems to be coming to an end. Ham takes satisfaction in knowing that all of existence may fade on nothing. Ham is confined to a chair, and throughout the play he discards reluctantly the continuing prospect of life, such as food, painkillers, his servant Clough, on whom he is totally dependent, the pole that enables him to move his wheelchair, and holding the dog on which he lavishes his affection. And about in rising action, it tells, before Clough can leave, Ham asks Clough if his dog is ready. Clough returns with a three-legged toy dog, which he gives to Ham. Ham tells Clough to get him his gaff, and Clough wonders out loud why he never refuses his orders. He gets it from Ham, who unsuccessfully tries to move his chair around with it. Ham recollects a madman painter, a graver friend of his, who thought the end of the world had come, seeing ashes instead of nature. Ham asks how he'll know if Clough has left. Clough decides he'll set an alarm clock, and if it doesn't ring, it means he's dead. Ham says it's time for his story, but Clough doesn't want to hear it. So about the climax in this drama tells, the climax occurs when Clough finally leaves. Ham stops him before he leaves and thanks him for his services. Clough thanks him, and Ham says that they are obligated to each other. He asks him to cover him with the sheet, but Clough has already left. He tries to move the chair with the gaff. In falling action, it tells Clough enters outfitted for his journey. Ham doesn't know he's there. In falling action, it tells Clough enters outfitted for his journey. Ham doesn't know he's there and throws away the useless gaff. In resolution, it tells he resumes telling his story about the man and his child, repeating how the man wanted his child with him. Ham recalls it was the moment he was waiting for. Ham twice calls out father, and not hearing anything says, "We're coming." He discards his dog and his whistle. He calls out for Clough, but hears nothing. He takes out his handkerchief, unfolds it, and says, "You remain." He covers his face with the handkerchief and sits motionless. Okay, now here I am. I want to tell about the character in drama Endgame by Samuel Beckett, and there are four characters, and the first one is Ham. Ham is the protagonist of the play. Though he's unlikable, the mirror at times makes him the antagonist to his servant Clough. Blind, immobilized by old age in his wheelchair, Ham believes no one suffers more than does. To him, there is no cure for being on earth, especially not in a dank, where he also rules over his father, Neck, and mother, Nail. And the second character is Clough. Clough is the other protagonist of the play, the servant to Ham despite his own infirmity. He was taken in by Ham as a child, and then play's tension pits Clough's desire to live against his obligation to stay with Ham, an obligation he questions many times. He performs various tasks for his master, such as wheeling him around and reporting on the landscape outside the windows. And the third character is Neg. Neg is Snail's husband and Ham's father, contained in and has been next to his similarly trapped wife. He emerges now and then to cry for food or to try unsuccessfully to kiss Snail and tell her the same story he always tells. At times he is childlike, barely verbal, but he can be profound and articulate. And the last character is Nell. Nell is Neg's husband and Ham's mother. She seems most resigned to their lives of routine, calling the daily attempt to kiss Neg affairs. Though her part is minimal, she seems to be the one reason Neg keeps living and stands as the sole example of healthy love in the play. Okay, now here I want to explain about the genre of the drama and the setting of the drama. The genre of the drama is absurdist or comedy. The Endgame falls into the category of theater of absurd since it is a despairing play about hopelessness. It is a play where nothing happens once. The sense of despair is heightened by the fact that the characters are not waiting for anything other than death in the play. And the setting drama is in Paris, mid 1950s, modern day, a hole near the sea. The setting for Endgame is a bare, partially underground room. Okay, here I want to retell the story of the drama with my own words. The story of Clove, Ham, Neg, and Nell. In the Endgame script is always colored by the presence of large barrel or box, two windows and a ladder. Ham is a blind and crippled man who sits in a wheelchair. Clove was his servant who in fact couldn't sit down. Meanwhile, Neg and Nell are Ham's parents who do not have legs. The four people live isolated in a narrow space, while in the outside world, based on belief of the four people, all of them are dead. Clove really hates Ham. He saw Ham as a self-isolated or absurd leader, domineering, arrogant, and self-indulgent. Clove had to follow all his orders. Why didn't Clove go? When Clove leaves, Ham dies. Ham could only sit still because he was paralyzed. The only one who could feed him was Clove, only Clove. But believing that there is no one out there anymore, all are dead, then if Clove goes, he will also die. Who will he ask for food? Okay, now here in the last topic of my presentation. So here I want to explain the function of the stage. And the first one is light rail, the pole where lights hang from that can move up and down by a pulley system, can be above the stage and in front of the stage, and there may be several in both areas. And number 2 is trapdoor, a door hidden in the floor in the stage. And number 3 is traveler, movable mid-stage curtain that hides activity behind it. And number 4 is wing, the side areas of backstage. And number 5 is build pieces, a constructed part of the set used on stage such as stairs, risers, and platforms. And number 6 is backdrop, a painted cloth that hangs a scenery in the back of the stage. Number 7, like curtains on the sides of the stage. They are movable and are meant to hide the wings. And number 8 is grain drape, the front curtain. And number 9 is proscenium arch, the picture frame of proscenium stage. The grain drape hangs behind it. And number 10 is apron, the part of the stage in front of the proscenium, often curved. And number 11, drop, pieces of scenery which are raised above and lowered into the stage area. And number 12, pit, lowered area in the front of the stage for musicians. Okay, I think that's all of my present about the Endgame drama by Samuel Beckett and the function stage. So thank you so much, Mr. Ranga, for your attention, and I apologize if there's a mistake of my present. Thank you, Mr. Ranga.